Hello, folks. Hope everyone is well. So I'm here today to speak about an important transit, and that is Rahu's movement into Revati. Rahu will move into Revati on October the 30th, and Rahu will stay in Revati until July the 7th, 2024. Of course, the date may vary a bit, depends on where you are in the world. And of course, this is the mean node calculation, not the true node. Now, before getting started, I wanted to say a quick thank you to those who have subscribed and to those who comment, as usual. And for the rest, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the right-hand side. I am currently doing readings for those who have asked, so if you want to contact me, you can find me on social media as well. I've put the links in the description box below. Those who have had a reading with me know that all of the inquiries are dealt with my assistant, Karen. So bear with her, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions. So let's get into this. First, I'm going to speak about Revati, and then, of course, I'm going to get into the Rahu transit. I've already spoken about the impact of this Rahu transit on all of the signs. So if you haven't seen the Rahu in Pisces video, I'm going to link that at the end of this. So have a look at that, because that's going to be sign-based. This is more nakshatra-based video, So Revati is what? Revati is the final nakshatra, signifying the soul's liberation, moksha. It's also very highly creative. It's a highly creative nakshatra, actually. It's very imaginative. It's very poetic. And out of all of the Pisces nakshatras, Revati is where we can see the romance, the poetry, but also the illusions in our encounters with others. After all, it is still Pisces. And after all, we are talking about Rahu. However, it is also here that Venus gets its exaltation status. So to experience something that you feel out of this world, otherworldly, out of the ordinary, can certainly happen now. Where there is a feeling of divine intervention, this is also a possibility. It can be in the form of, it can manifest in the form of a life event, a personal interaction or encounter with someone, a reversal of bad fortune, bad luck, and a miracle of sorts. Revati is a gentle nakshatra, and you can often feel in your own world here. This is especially the case for those who are going through a Rahu Dasha or Rahu Antardasha, because you will feel the impact more. Here you can put your efforts into either spiritual progress through various activities or into creative pursuits. And you may actually embark on something very magnanimous at this time. You'll feel like escaping the normal, though, at this time, like the daily routines, the normal humdrum life, as we call it. Especially if you work in a very rigid corporate environment, you will especially feel that. Rahu will bring connections with others where you will feel a deep, uplifting energy. Revati's symbol is the drum, connecting to dance, connecting to poetry, to music. And all of these can feel quite fulfilling at this time. The poetic and romantic side of Revati is also getting energized with Rahu's presence here. And this way it can make you open to deeper connections that may even feel not so logical, not so practical. Yeah. Favorable activities supported by Revati include new journeys, marriage ceremonies, conceiving a child, purchasing new clothes. Also excellent, as I mentioned, for music, artistic endeavors, creative endeavors at this time. Spiritual or occult teachings and healing modalities can also feature now. Business and financial transactions are favorable as well, with Rahu transiting here, but be cautious because it is Rahu. Revati means wealth, and it's appropriate that the controlling planet is Mercury. Rahu actually does very well in Mercury's nakshatras. I don't think it's true the other way around, though. Mercury doesn't do so well in Rahu's. So if you are in a Mercury dasha, or if you are in a Mercury antardasha, you can see a boost with money matters at this time. Do exercise caution, though, as I mentioned. There can be some mirages that you have to really kind of peel through. This goes for money matters. This goes for business matters. And relationship matters. There could be a fulfilling connection that has kind of like an easy and natural flow about it. But again, take some time and peel off those layers. Yeah. There is, of course, something that we need to talk about here. There's a duality with Pisces. There's a feeling of like you're being pulled in two different directions. One could be towards your goals. It could be forward-thinking endeavors, wealth creating. And then the other side, you can be stuck in the past, in your imagination, in a dream world. You may experience this during this transit. And the easiest way to kind of like get out of this, pull yourself out of it, is through a spiritual practice, of course, or connecting with nature. Now, the ruling deity of Revati is Bhushan. Bhushan is the god of meetings, actually. And he's responsible for marriages, for journeys, for forging new life paths. So this transit can definitely open up opportunities for finding a good match for marriage, for moving abroad, for taking long journeys, especially connected to spiritual pilgrimages. Excellent time for that. It can open up a brand new life path, but this will manifest quite suddenly. Right? It's not going to allow for a lot of analysis or planning. You will need to go with the flow and trust your hunches at this time. Bhushan carries the soul to the other world, or from another world to this world. He protects travelers and also protects people from being exploited. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and Revati's controlling planet is Mercury. So throughout this transit, when Rahu is going through Revati, we have to pay attention to what Jupiter is doing, obviously. Jupiter moves into Taurus in May 2024. And at that time, this transit will actually be very beneficial, because then Jupiter is going to be in 11th place from Rahu. Yeah. First 6 months of this transit, there can be a lot of unexpected changes, reversals, endings. Yeah. You'll feel like escaping from your current situation in the first 6 months, whatever that current situation may be. Also, depending on your dasha, lots of opportunities will come up for doing so. The beginning of this transit, from October 30th till November 17th, Rahu is in Gandant. And actually, this time period is highly sensitized time period, because at the same time, these 2 weeks, The sun is also debilitated with an agitated Mars in Libra, getting aspected by a retrograde Jupiter. So it's kind of a complex situation happening. Here we can see some very swift changes happen. Illusions will get dissolved now very quickly also. Some destruction could ensue in relationships and money matters. This will come with a bang. And it would be near the new moon cycle days that you need to pay attention, surrounding November the 13th. So double check everything at that time, keep a light schedule, and just keep a watchful eye. Try to steer clear of risky actions and speech at this time. We would have just experienced the eclipses as well, right? And you could be dealing with the aftermath of what came up during these first 2 weeks of November. So let's take a deeper dive into Rahu's transit in Revati by breaking down the Pada transits. Yeah. So Revati spans from 1640 till 30 degrees of Pisces. Rahu will start its transit in Pada 4, in the Gadant portion of Pisces, which is, of course, Vrgotam Navamsha, on October the 30th. It will transit here from October 30th till December the 31st. This is actually an excellent transit for international travel. It's also a good time to do work in isolation if you wanted to. Creative and artistic works like writing, music, singing, sculpting, poetry, they're all favored at this time with the Vrgotam transit. Intuition can be sharp now. So it's a favorable time actually to develop any spiritual practice. Excellent time for any remedies and pilgrimages at this time also. Rahu moves through the third pada of Revati in the Aquarius Navamsha from January 1st through till March the 3rd. So this phase can feel a bit of a struggle towards the last portion of the transit. So like from February 10th till March 3rd, it's joined by a Vrgotam Saturn. You may struggle with the duality of Pisces at this time that I spoke about, like whether to pursue your future self-driven goals or stay in the status quo and perhaps stuck in your imagination. Or happy in your imagination, right? Depends. Getting out of your imagination, being practical and analytical can help at this time because, we're talking about the Aquarius Navamsha. You may experience some friction with loved ones, relatives at this time, especially throughout the 3 weeks that I mentioned at the end of this pada. Though Jupiter's aspect remains on Rahu in Aquarius Navamsha, which will mediate problems that come up. March 4th, Rahu will move into the second pada, Capricorn Navamsha, also ruled by Saturn. Rahu remains in the second pada from March 4th till May the 6th, and it's conjunct Jupiter throughout in the Navamsha, right? This is a good time to take heed of your career and work responsibilities. You can be organized, goal-driven, disciplined, work hard to get results, and you would get results at this time. It's a good time to think about your life path and your goals and see whether you're making progress or whether you need to maybe change some things, make some adjustments. This would be an excellent time to make those adjustments. It's a good time to explore new business ideas and entrepreneurial endeavors. Material comforts and luxuries can be accessible now. It's a time to strive to fulfill your desires. From May 6th till July 8th, Rahu transits the first pada in the Navamsha of Sagittarius. This is a good transit, as now Jupiter will be in Taurus, right? And it will be in a beneficial angle to Rahu's movement, right? They'll be 311 from each other. First pada is also governed by Jupiter, of course. It's great for education. It's great for travel. It's good for going abroad. Also a time when you can socialize more, get the support of others, feel confident to move forward with your plans. If you wanted to study any new subjects, this is a good time to start. And you could also meet a good advisor at this time, like a guru, perhaps even, to help you along your life path. It's good for any creative activities like singing, music, arts, dance, all of those things. So let's talk about Rahu. Rahu is what? Pending karma. So wherever Rahu transits, past life themes can pop up. And this pending karma tends to manifest in challenging, in unpredictable ways, often. It is, of course, pending desire also, right? But often they merge, don't they? Unfulfilled desire, certainly. And these desires can manifest in different ways, but because we're talking about Rahu, they can manifest like obsessions. They can also manifest as gripping fears. So wherever Pisces falls in your chart, you may experience some big shifts. Now, there will be unexpected changes, certainly. In order to really understand it, you need to look at the following. You need to see the lordship of Rahu for your Lagna. For instance, you are Gemini Lagna, and Rahu is your 9th lord, transiting 10th house. So watch for sudden changes to transpire in regards to your career. And take care at this time, with the actions that you take, with the decisions that you make, right? I'm talking about the 10th house. A new career is possible. A breakthrough in your current career is also featured. It can bring some lucky breaks with career matters because Rahu is actually operates quite well in the 10th house, especially in Mercury's nakshatra. Yeah. And of course for Gemini, Rahu is a very favorable planet. It's also very compatible energy with Mercury sign, right? Now the second thing to see is whether any planets in your chart are situated in Revati. And further, what do those planets represent? If you have personal planets there, you will of course be impacted. So if we take an example again, let's take Scorpio Lagna this time. You have Venus sitting in Revati, right? Venus is sitting in Revati. Then this would trigger your 12th and 7th houses matters, as Venus rules both of these houses. With 4th Lord Rahu transiting over Venus in the 5th house, where Venus signifies marriage, signifies foreign settlement, you can meet your spouse from abroad. You can settle abroad due to marriage. It can also mean making real estate investments abroad. And perhaps you're making these investments with your partner or with the help of a woman. Yes. Long distance travel could feature and could be very profitable, beneficial actually for you at this time. With Rahu, what I've noticed is that you have to act fast if you want to see results. So the opportunity can come very quickly, but too much caution and planet doesn't really bring any results because the opportunity disappears just as quickly as it comes if you hesitate. right? So the last time we experienced Rahu in Revati was from March 24th, 2005 till October the 12th, 2006. So if you're old enough to remember that time frame, you may experience some similar themes come up in your life. Yeah. Of course, as always, Dasha serves as the backdrop, right? And takes priority, takes importance. So if you are in a Rahu or Ketu Dasha or Antardasha, or for that matter, if you are in a Jupiter Dasha or Antardasha, then this transit of Rahu becomes more relevant for you. So, as usual, feel free to leave your comments, and do remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, folks. All the best. Cheers.